Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Marjorie. I want to thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm participating in the 4th Friday Open Challenge that is hosted by Lisa from Our Gray House and Sarah from Jujubee DIYs. Excuse me. Our theme for this month is St. Patrick's Day, so if you will, go in the description box below and find the playlist to be able to watch all the other videos. So my first project is I got this wood sign from the Dollar Tree, and I'm basically just going to paint it because this project is going to be used on my second project. So I actually just take some of this, I believe it was the black chalk paint that the Dollar Tree always has, and I just give the pot one good coat. It only took one coat. It was pretty good. I did have to go back and fill in a couple little areas that needed it, but it wasn't much. And then here I'm taking this metallic gold in folk art, and let me tell you guys, I was kind of upset at myself because when I first went and bought this from the Dollar Tree, I saw some gold coins, but I thought I had some at home, and so I didn't get any. But when I came home, I only had like a few, and so I didn't get to do what I wanted because the second time I went to the Dollar Tree, they didn't have the gold coins that I've seen. And so basically what I wanted to do was take the gold coins and glue them to the pot, the little pot at the top to make it look more realistic. And I think that would have been so super cute, but like I said, I didn't get to. So if you do paint one of these, I think that would be so super cute if you were to find the gold coins and attach them to your sign. Now here I just take some apple barrel paint. I think it's called in the color Shamrock, and I just paint in the word lucky, and it's a really bright, vibrant color. So if you don't want it too bright, then definitely you can kind of go with something a little bit darker. It did take 2 good coats to add to cover it up as well as I wanted it to. So I've got some ribbons and stuff and Deco Mesh, excuse me, and Chanel stems. I got this wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just taking some of these pipe cleaners that I got from Hobby Lobby after Christmas. It came in a red, white, and green pack. So whenever I see the Chanel stems on clearance in a big pack, I definitely try to get those. To me, it's better. It's definitely a better price in the long run. But I just take and add 3 Chanel stems to each section. Each section is in between on those crossbars like I just showed. So 2 on the top 2 or the inner 2 rings, and 2 Chanel stems on the outer 2 rings. Now I just gather my 21-inch Deco Mesh and add it to one of the crossbars. And I take a zip tie and I just affix it to the wreath frame that way. And then I'll go back and cut off the little ends for the zip tie and the end of the Deco Mesh just to make it look a little nice and cleaner. That part you don't have to do if you don't want to, because once you have all your Deco Mesh on, you won't be able to see it. You can kind of tuck it in. Now make sure that when you're cutting your zip tie off that you have the flat head up against the head of the zip tie, and that way it cuts it very close and you don't have a bunch of it sticking out that you could get scratched on. So I measure from the zip tie 10 inches and I put it into the first Chanel stem on the right. And then from that Chanel stem, I measure out another 10 inches and place it on the next Chanel stem right to it. Now you can add your Deco Mesh starting at the top or the inner portion, or how I'm doing it. Either way is fine. Your wreath will turn out just the same. So here, this is the last Chanel stem on the bottom, and I'm showing you that I'm just doing another 10-inch poof, but this time I'm going up to the inner portion of the wreath to the very first Chanel stem on the right. And I continue the process the same as I did on the bottom, and then I also attach the end of the Deco Mesh to the frame as I did when I initially started adding the Deco Mesh. So it's a very easy process. I want to say that each wreath probably takes around 45 minutes to an hour to make, but that's, you know, the more you create them, the faster you get at them. Now, I like to use the 21-inch mesh at the bottom because I use it as a base, and you actually get some height or depth within your, excuse me, your wreath. So, to me, it makes it helps make it look a lot fuller and nicer. Definitely, if I were to just put the ruffles onto the frame, on this flat kind of frame, I should say, and then I won't get as much height and as it would. It just looks a lot better to me if I add this Deco Mesh first. So here I've got this burlap Deco Mesh that I got from Hobby Lobby in the St. Patrick's Day section, and it's 30 inches, 10 yards, 30 feet, so it's 360 inches of this Deco Mesh. I have 18 pipe cleaners, and so that means I need to cut them in 20-inch lengths so I can use one for each of the Chanel stems. And this rotary cutter I actually got from the Dollar Tree. Works great. I have had no problems with it. So if you guys are new to wreath making, or you can even use it to cut fabric and different things, definitely check it out, buy it. It's really a really good buy. So definitely check it out. So here I'm going to show you, this is a cruffle method, which I use this method quite often. And I just roll one end in a few times, and then I turn it over and roll it in another couple of times, and then I just walk my fingers up to make the cruffle. Now, if you're a beginner, you can do it this way until you get the hang of it. Where as far as, using the clip and any type of clip. But you'll see in my next cruffle how I do it now, because it's just a lot easier and faster. And so basically all you do is you turn it, you'll see I'm going to turn it the other way, so where I can curl in both sides a couple of times, and then I'll just walk my fingers up to each other, and that goes a lot faster, and it's a lot easier to me, in my opinion. So if you're new to wreath making and you're not as confident yet, then definitely try the first method that I did with the clothespin and like something to weight it down to help you be able to walk your fingers up the Deco Mesh. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words today. So the 2.5-inch ribbon that I got with the shamrocks came from Craft Outlet, and that green and white plaid 1.5-inch came from Hobby Lobby. I think these are really adorable ribbons. I love anything with plaid. I don't know. I'm obsessed with plaid. And so that's why if you watch any of my videos, you probably see a lot of different types of plaid in mine on my wreaths. Now what I'm doing on this one is I'm actually going to put in 3 bows on the top. So all I did was cut 12 tails of each one because there's 12 chenille stems on the outer rims. So I cut enough to have a set of ribbon in each of the pipe cleaners. Definitely, I always use wired ribbon. So I really suggest that you use wired ribbon and use good quality ribbon, stuff that's a lot stiffer, because it definitely helps your bows and your tail set a whole lot nicer. So I've cut these off camera to 30 inches in length, and then I'm just measuring out from the folded end 6 inches down to make 6-inch loops, and then I'm just alternating them in my hand, and this is how I will make each of the bows. So I'll take my chenille stem once I have everything gathered, and I'll wrap it around the 6-inch mark where I have it my hand pinched, and I make sure to put it on really tight. So this is actually how I made all 3 of my bows, and I do have arthritis in my hand, but this form is not really that bad because I actually hold it between my thumb and my forefinger, and so I don't have to do that small pinching a lot. So it doesn't really bother my arthritis as bad. So in here I just go and I dovetail all of the ribbons. Now you could do that before excuse me, before you actually compile them together to make the bow, or after. And then all I'm going to do is spread these out. So the ribbons that are single-sided, like the one I'm using here, the shamrock, you got to make sure that the front-facing portion of the ribbon is showing outward. But like with the plaid and the gold, you don't really have to turn and twist it because it's the same. It looks the same on both sides, so there's no real pattern for you to have to separate and make sure that it shows. So I'm just taking and I'm going to just spread out all the tails and make it look all nice and pretty and full. As you see, some of curling some of the tails on my hands as well. Now with the loops, I just kind of separate them to make the bow fuller. And I try not to get the same colors next to each other, but it just depends on how many you have and how many loops you have and stuff. But, however, it still turns out pretty nice. So I already have the other 2 bows attached, and then what I did was I attached the first one on the top, and then I attached the second one directly under it. And then that way, right here when I'm going to attach my third one, I can attach it right in between them, and it turns out just fine. Now this is the back of the sign. Everything is all dried, and all I'm doing is taking these mounting tabs, and I'm going to put 2 of them on, one at the top, one at the bottom. Now it is super sticky, but I do like to add some super glue on there because just in case, just give it a little bit more reinforcement, and that way if it gets hot, you know, sometimes if it's just the hot glue and it gets hot outside, then, well, depending on where you live and how hot it is, it may not hold up very well. The glue may melt some and the sign may come off. So I do that. And then I just add my chenille stems in there, and then I also add some hot glue to the outer portion of the mounting tabs, just to where it meets with the wood, just to give it a little bit more security. So I wanted to take the time and say thank you again for stopping by. If you're my returning subscribers, thank you for always supporting me. And if you're new to my channel, I hope that you enjoy what you see here today, and if you choose to do so, please subscribe to my channel and push the notification bell for all my new videos to come. And if you don't mind, like and leave me a comment below and tell me what you think. But this is the final product, and I think it turned out super cute, and I had a lot of fun making this, as I do all my wreaths. But thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a very blessed day.